Hey everyone, welcome to From Dusk Till Dawn. My name's Steve, and today I've got an unboxing for you, and I'll do a short review as well. This is of the fourth film by Quentin Tarantino, released by Lionsgate on 4K. It is, of course, Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. So I'll take you through the contents of this limited collector's edition from Lionsgate. We'll take a closer look at the packaging and all the bits and pieces that you get inside. But just for context, for those of you who don't know, there might be a couple of you, highly doubt it. This is the complete 4-hour plus cut of Kill Bill. So it is told as one complete story. It's not just parts 1 and 2 stitched together. There are changes, and I'll talk about those later on. But this was originally shown, I think, at the Cannes Film Festival in 2006. So here we are, 20 years later. It had a re-release at the end of last year, certainly in the US, and now we've got it on home release in 4K. So let's get into the packaging, and I'll take you through all the bells and whistles of this lovely set. So let's go in for a closer look at Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, the collector's edition from Lionsgate. As you can see, it comes in this lovely rigid slip box, which has got one of Lionsgate's clear slip covers over it, which is nice. So that means that you don't really need to put a protector on it on the shelves. You can see there's just the title on the front there, Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, unrated. Nothing really on the spine apart from the logos for Lionsgate and 4K. Nothing on the top, but on the back, there's all your J-card information. So we've got the synopsis of the film there. And then as we go down, details of the extra, which is the lost chapter, the Fortnite crossover. It's the only thing that's on there. And then there's all your technical details. So that's nice to have one of those slips over this whole edition. Looking at the box itself, we have got a very noticeable veil on the bride, which is lovely. Nice little touch. Title on the spine there, and on the opposite side, exactly the same. Nothing on the bottom, nothing on the top. The box actually seals with a magnet, so if we just lift up the bride's veil, whoop, open that magnet up there, and you can see there's all the contents inside. So let's take those out, and we'll have a good old look at them. Let's get that out of the way. So, coming first to the discs themselves, they're housed in this digipack, which is the bride facing off against the Crazy 88 at the House of Blue Leaves. Nice glossy image there. And there you can see we've got 4 discs, 2 4K UHDs, 2 Blu-rays. And the image underneath, if I just pop the discs out, as you can see, is Bill and the bride from the end of the film ready to face off. So that's quite a nice image there. So let's just pop those discs back. There's the Blu-rays and the 4K. Personally, I would prefer the steelbook, but you know, that's because Lionsgate do really nice steelbooks. But it's still quite a nice digipack there. So what else do we get? We get a booklet, which is about a 40-page booklet. Nice artwork on there, silhouette of the bride in that blood splash. I think this has been curated by Tarantino. And as you can see there, I wrote and directed Kill Bill as a single film. Okay, Quentin. So it's nice to be able to see it this way. This is packed with behind-the-scenes photos of Tarantino directing. There's the image that is on the back of the slip box, which I realise I didn't show you, which is the divas getting ready to ruin the bride's wedding rehearsal. That picture just there. And then we get pictures like this, where you've got Quentin Tarantino, he's directing David Carradine there. And operating the camera is Robert Richardson, the cinematographer, who is a fantastic cinematographer. He's worked with people like Martin Scorsese, Oliver Stone. He's just done some superb films. And now he's got a good partnership with Tarantino. Another nice little extra that we get in there is this set of 70mm film cells. So what I'll do is if I just pop a light down there, should be able to give you a little bit of a better look through those so you can see what the scenes are. That's quite a nice little touch. I do like things like this, and it's well presented. So you get the 70mm film cells. Let's turn that off. Of course, it wouldn't be much of a collector's edition without art cards. These are actually really quite nice. As you can see, there's a high gloss on them. They are really thick card, and they are double-sided. So you get 5 of these for 10 characters. So of course, we've got Uma Thurman as the bride. Daryl Hannah as Elle Driver. There's the late Michael Madsen as Bud. We've got Chiaki Kariyamu as Gogo Yubari. You'll probably know her from Battle Royale. Superb in that film as well. The legendary Sonny Chiba as Hattori Hanzo. And then if we flip over, we've got both of the characters played by Gordon Liu. We've got Pai Mei and Johnny Mo, leader of the Crazy 88. Julia Dreyfus as Sophie Fatale. Vivica Fox as Vanita Green. Really nice picture of Lucy Liu as Oren Ishii. That's actually one of my favourite scenes in the film, that setting, where the bride and Oren face off. Really reminiscent of Lady Snowblood. And then, of course, the man himself, Bill, played by David Carradine. So those are really nice art cards. So we've got those as well. And we've also got a couple of posters. We've got the poster of the cover art for the 4K. And we've also got one of the theatrical release posters for the whole bloody affair there as well. So these posters, quite small, I'd say slightly larger than A3. Not particularly thick paper. We're not talking Arrow style, and certainly not talking kind of imprint style. But it's nice to have those. So let's start putting everything back. We've got our slip box that is going to contain our posters and 5 art cards with 10 characters on. 70mm film cells there. Nice booklet. Again, so that's around 40 pages, I'd say. And the digipack containing all 4 of our discs. And that just drops into the top of the slip box like that. Nice strong magnet holding it down. Put the slip cover back over. And then we have Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair from Lionsgate. So there's everything that you get inside the box. But what about the film itself? Does The Whole Bloody Affair make any difference whatsoever to Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2? In my opinion, absolutely. This works so much better as a single story. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not just a case of putting parts 1 and 2 back to back. There are scenes that have been taken out, so we no longer get the recaps and flashbacks that we got in Volume 2. You don't get the coda at the end of Volume 1 explaining what happened to the bride's daughter, Bibi. You get a longer anime sequence on the background of Oren, which works really, really well. And of course, you get the House of the Blue Leaves all in full colour. Those sequences as well, House of Blue Leaves, the animation, a couple of other bits and pieces, they are slightly more explicit in terms of violence as well. If anybody had seen the Japanese cut, I had a copy of the Japanese DVD. House of the Blue Leaves was in colour in that, or is in colour in that, and is more explicit, and the anime sequence is longer in that as well. However, this version does have a couple of extra scenes in the anime as well, which are really good. I am a fan of anime. I'm not a hardcore fan, but I think that those sequences just work so well in this. But But for me, it definitely works better as a single narrative. You're finding out things at the same time the bride is. So, you know, we all went into volume 2, spoiler alert, knowing that BB, the bride's daughter, was actually alive. She doesn't find out until she actually sees her in this. So that sequence is gone. If you're watching this for the first time, you've never seen volumes 1 and 2, you're finding out at the same time as the bride. So when she confronts Bill at the end and finds BB alive, that's the first time that she's seen her, and that's the first that we know about her as well. So there's a couple of things like that in there that it just works better from my point of view anyway. You may disagree. Feel free to do so. And what about the 4K? Christ, nearly wrecking it. I'm not an expert on 4K transfers, the technical aspects of it. I don't understand. My knowledge extends to basically, if you can get the original camera negative, you're probably working with the best material because it is the first generation copy. The previous releases of Kill Bill on 4K, I have this set from Imprint, which is a really nice set actually. They were not done using the original elements. They were digital scans, 2K scans of an intermediate, which is a second generation copy, I believe. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. And they were upscaled to 4K. So pretty much like your Blu-ray player might do, or your 4K player might upscale a Blu-ray, or a DVD gets upscaled. It's similar to that as I understand it. Again, that's just my noddy understanding of it. This version, exactly the same. It's another 4K upscale. The Dolby Vision, the HDR, works really well. The color definition, especially in things like House of the Blue Leaves, now that sequence is in color, you know, it's just a blur of yellow with the bride and her, the iconic Bruce Lee tracksuit, flying around all over the place. It looks sensational, and those splashes of red really do pop off the screen. The difficulty I have with it is that, to my eye, the sharpness and the detail just isn't there. On some scenes you are picking up decent skin tones, and we always refer to, you know, the clothing. You can see the kind of the detail in the clothing. You get that sometimes, but on the whole, to my eye, not a great 4K at all. Sound wise, this is a DTS 5.1 surround, not an Atmos. Doesn't really need an Atmos, if I'm honest. The DTS 5.1 is pretty good. It's pretty punchy. You can imagine that the fight scenes have got those exaggerated sound effects. They work really, really well. Of course, some of the music stings and the music cues sound awesome in this. The House of the Blue Leaves sequence, where you've got that magnificent shot that follows the bride, and then it comes across and you see the band, the 5, 6, 7, 8s as they're performing, and then it goes up to Oren's room and all of that. The sound's moving all around you there. One of the bits that I really, really enjoyed was the bit where the bride is buried, and the sound in there looks really good. That's also looks pretty good with the HDR as well. So even though the screen's black, you can make out the bride in there as well. You wouldn't have to crank the brightness. So sounds pretty good. The bit with Bud cutting loose with his shotgun as well made me jump out of my skin. That shook the lounge. There's some moments in there where the subwoofer's really working overtime. So sound wise, pretty damn good. Just video aspects for me, I wish it was better. I really do. But you can't have it all. I still say that this is a really good release. And despite having that one, I'm really glad that I picked this up, because this is the version that I'll be watching from now on. It's just a different kind of film now. So yeah, the 4K is not what I wanted it to be. It's exactly the same as these ones, but the story is just a lot better. if you don't want to spend the additional money on all the bells and whistles that you get with the collector's edition, and bear in mind, this is only available, this is an exclusive to the Lionsgate website, so you can't get that anywhere else. Lionsgate also do not ship directly to the UK. I don't know if they ship outside of the US anyway, but they certainly don't to the UK. So if you are in the UK and you want this, you're going to have to use a forwarding address. But if you don't want to spend the extra for this, and you just want a standard version, that is also available. That is available to retailers as well, so you can pick that up from somewhere like Amazon and save yourself a few quid as well. On the whole, though, I'm really pleased with this. Lionsgate just don't put out rubbish releases at all. This is another really good quality release from them. If I was nitpicking, I'd have preferred a steelbook inside it, purely because Lionsgate do amazing steelbooks. But the digipack, absolutely fine. Really, really happy with this. It is, despite the video quality, still strongly recommended, particularly if you are a fan of Kill Bill. So that is it. That is Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair from Lionsgate. That'll about do it for this episode. Apologies for not posting recently. Ever since I got back from my holiday, the first week jet lag was just kicking my ass every day. And then work has just been pretty manic. So putting a video together at the end of the day was not on the agenda, unfortunately. But now I'm getting back into a bit better routine. So along with this episode, I'll be putting a pickups episode out. I might even put that out this week as well. Depends how much time I've got this week. And I've got a couple of deep dive episodes that are back in the pipeline. So please keep an eye out for those. Guys, keep your comments coming as well. Really enjoy reading your comments and getting to know you guys a lot better. Thank you to all the new subscribers, especially the ones that have found their way to me through Keith's channel, Euphoria Pictures, and through John's channel, Monday Chelovek Movies. It's always nice being with those guys and chatting as we do on the Friday night streams. If you've not seen those, please tune in. They're good fun, and again, it gives us another opportunity to get to know you lot. And there are some fine folks out there as well. So please keep your comments coming. That's brilliant. But that'll about do it, as I said. So thank you very much for watching from Distal Dawn. My name's Steve. You all take care of yourselves, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Well, what do we do?
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.